We're
We are
live.
live. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming here on December 17th, 2025. This is our last one. We decided to break the every other sort of momentum and come on as just the three of us to round out the year that we're having or have had. So thank you. As always, I'm joined by Jared Treadley and Joanne Weaver. Thanks, guys. We were just having a little vent session right before this.
We don't have to
Um,
stop. You can keep it rolling. That's
we
what we
Yeah.
do.
probably won't stop. We probably won't stop. I would just like to have everyone notice I'm wearing a Reptar sweater. So if anyone knows Reptar, it's from Rugrats. This is the second time I've worn it this season. It is my ugly Christmas sweater that comes out once a
I
year.
think it's pretty cool.
This is the 12th year of Reptar. So I try to be festive. Yay! We'd love
Is
to
it
hear.
ugly though? I think it actually is gorgeous and
I
beautiful.
think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's pretty
It gets
amazing.
a lot of compliments, which I appreciate.
Okay.
But yeah, would love to know where people are calling in from. Please comment. Please.
Yeah.
Happy December.
Where are you calling in from? We're all in New York as usual.
How?
I'm in the city today. I'm closer.
Oh my
to
gosh. Closer
Mm.
by. We should definitely get a drink or something. How is your December going?
It's good. It's been a sprint, I think, trying to wrap some things up, but I feel like personally here with my work, we got to a really good place earlier in the month, which gave me a little bit of headroom. So that kind of gave me some headspace where it was not. There's a lot still going on and still a bit of a sprint, but it feels like, yeah, kind of achieved some good stuff and could take a little bit of pressure off myself, which I don't often do, but trying something new this year.
Setting a new intention in December. I like it.
Attempting to,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're doing a lot of
And
like.
Tommy, you're 100% right. It is called Unfiltered. Let it rip.
Yeah.
Yes. That's true.
Yes.
We'll get there. I'll get it out
We'll
of
get
you,
there.
Erica.
We'll get there.
Don't worry.
We'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah. Headline: difficult clients. Challenging.
What?
Challenging
No.
clients.
Not in this business. Surely not.
What? No.
Everything's sunshine and rainbows, isn't it?
I love what you said, Jared. One of these design unfiltered where you're like, we as design recruiters, it's not like we just talk to the clients and they're like, oh, we don't like this person, we're going to pass. And we're not just like, okay. And it's like, we're actually going to bat for people.
Yeah.
It's like we really think they're a good fit, or we think that there needs to be things like changed in their process, or they need to have a different perspective. Like that's our role, is to advocate for you guys.
Yeah.
And
Advocacy. I think we are your biggest
advocate
advocates.
Yeah. And for achieving the goal, if I feel like I'm working with a company or a designer where what they're doing is not helping achieve the goal, whether that's to hire or to get a job, I'm like, here's my thoughts on why that goal's not being achieved. And here's my thoughts on how I think we can get much closer to achieving that goal.
Yeah.
And either you take it because that's why you're technically paying me, or you don't. And then I just find someone else to work with.
Accurate.
Yeah. And Tommy, clients, and recruiters speak, client means the company.
Company,
Yeah.
I
love the mix already. We got Long Island, we got DC, we got San Francisco.
Alex and in California, I'm a fellow Californian. We call it sack of potatoes. Sacramento.
Sack of potatoes.
Sack of potatoes.
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Sean, you legend.
Yay, Sean Jones.
Colorado.
I love Sean.
Leslie Hampton, hello from San Francisco. Leslie, you rock. You have been on, I think, almost every design unfiltered that I can remember. Certainly recently. You're such a Duff supporter. So thank you for coming and adding your voice. I always love seeing you. We have a mystery LinkedIn user from Washington, D.C. If you feel like sharing your name, LinkedIn user from Washington, D.C., please feel free.
Yeah.
Sometimes this happens because it could just be your settings, or maybe you're not connected with one of us, or
Right.
we don't even really know, but
Silly.
it just does happen sometimes.
Yeah.
We know as much as the next person who knows nothing about an ATS. So that's how I feel.
Right.
So should we kick off the
just-
session with maybe
Yeah.
some intentions? Erica
Yeah.
Okay.
and I were texting earlier, and Erica had the beautiful idea to start out with some intentions. And everybody who's here, Alex, Tommy, Leslie, LinkedIn user, Sean, people that haven't said hello yet, we'd love to hear from you too. So, what are your intentions for this year, or for this coming year? Anything, and this could be professional, it could be personal, it could be anything.
Totally.
This is filtered.
We could
so
do one of each.
That's a great
Do
one.
one
Okay.
of each.
I like that. Cool.
Do you
wanna
want me to
kick
go
us off,
first?
Erica?
I have a list in front of me.
Oh, great.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Well
Gosh.
prepared.
Well,
it.
one thing that's been really important to me in the last few months is like community as a solopreneur, working with, of course, the chief marketing officer who is behind me. But I have been doing that in my neighborhood. So I live in the Upper East Side with a bunch of like, there's a whole Upper East Side girl group. And so I'm an ambassador here. And so I handle, I don't know if that's the right word. I put on events and I organize things, and I'm like using that mindset. So that's been really great. So I want to continue with that. But I think my big intention is to start a newsletter.
Do tell us more.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Okay.
I just have so many thoughts, you guys. No, I obviously want it to be about business, and kind of what I'm seeing. I feel like a lot of times I get compliments from people that I'm like a thought leader, and I like that. I never really expected that for myself, and I kind of do feel it. And I have grown my network in such a way, maybe from just my personality on LinkedIn, right? That's how we do it. So my cousin works in the newsletter business, and he promised me that he'll help me set me up. But I kind of thought that would be something better just to try out. I have done like the long form thing once or twice on LinkedIn. I feel like the algorithm is weird. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't want to try to understand it, to be honest. So I'd rather just do something in like one place. And I think it's really nice to like look back on and see kind of the growth of that. So
Amazing.
that's my professional one, I guess.
Okay.
And then my personal is I really would like to go to Japan. I would like to travel.
Nice.
Yes.
It's a great place.
Why Japan?
I've never been that far, and I really love the food. I want to try all of the food. I really want to do all of the relaxing things. I'd like to maybe climb mountains. I feel like living in New York, I'm always craving air. like
clean air.
Clean air, different type of air.
Jared, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah.
That's why I went to Norway a couple of years ago. I just went by myself for 2 weeks, and it was like beautiful in the fjords. Like went with some strangers who I met in a beer hall in Brooklyn, and connected with them there.
Wow.
And we drank from the stream, and I was like, damn, we can't do that here. Although I will say New York water is like, that's what I order for the table. I don't know about anyone else.
Yeah. I think you're safe. New York water, good.
I'm safe.
Solid.
Hudson water, not unless you want some Giardia. If you want some nice, kind of new friends in your gut bacteria, then yes.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Wow. Well, sign me up for your newsletter. I'll be on that. I'll be your first.
Yay!
First sign up.
Thank you. I think it's also partially like I need to understand social media marketing a little bit more for my own self. Like I want to understand it. So that's a combination of what's to come, perhaps.
Nothing to lose. Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
What about you, Jared?
Yep.
Yeah, I have not thought about these at all. I don't really do this sort of stuff. typically. And I'm not great at it. I think professionally, I still feel relatively new in this role here at Shopify. So I feel more up to speed now, and I think coming into next year is like my year to make a big mark. I think gathered some steam, gathered a lot of context. Now I'm gonna stamp it out. So whatever that involves, I'm not 100% certain yet, but yeah, it's just being a leader, just showing up and sort of speaking my mind a little bit. I think I've sat back a lot the last couple of months and sort of observed, just checking how things work, making sure that, I'm kind of listening and learning. But yeah, there's a time when it's like, no, I think I know what might work best here, and put my ideas forward, put my opinions forward, with a positive way. But yeah, just show up that way and really put it out there and really see what I can drive, which, obviously you can fail too. If you're speaking up and trying something, there's the option that it could fail, but that's okay too. I think I'm in a good spot where, people support that as well. So
But failure,
you have such natural leadership qualities, like here on this, live stream and in real life events. I could see you just doing very well at that and finding your way. And I think people just naturally listen to you. So
make it hard on yourself. I always say like failure is success if you learn from it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So yeah, I got a lot of fun stuff I'll put out there, and I'll do kind of internally here, and just make a voice for myself here as well. Personally, again, definitely don't think about these things. Terrible. Actually, I never talk about my personal life much on here, but I did get married this year. So yeah. Yep. So I got a really, really kick-ass wife who's so kick-ass that me personally, I'm not great at accepting help from people. I'm very independent. I'm very I do everything myself, and to accept help or service from others is like, I don't know. I don't ever do it. And I've got an amazing partner that likes to do things for me too. So I'm learning to accept them, but then also always wanting to be like a great husband now. So
I love it.
Yeah, very excited to show up well, to always, keep the fun. I like coming up with dates. I like surprising her all the time, things like that. So yeah, just despite the heavy and hard work that I do, I always got to make time to find the joy for that, because work can definitely overtake that sometimes. So
word.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Joanne.
Right, Joanne, you're up.
Okay. So I like to think of a word. Like, I don't like to have a New Year's resolution, but I like to have a word. And then kind of do things around the word. So my word for next year, well, starting now, why not now, is health. And that's physical health, mental health, social health, community health, spiritual health, all those things.
Yeah.
So I think that bleeds into the business and professional. I would say, the business and the personal. I think for the personal side, I really want to get back into a team sport. Like, I was always a jock growing up, and I loved being in team sports, especially with other women. I mean, it could be co-ed. I'm not, doesn't have to be just women, but I just really love being in camaraderie with a bunch of people, and you're working towards a common goal, and you're also working hard, and you're getting healthy. So I did crew in college, and then I did one morning of crew here up in the country. And I was super nervous. I was like, oh my God, I haven't done this in 20 plus years. This is, crazy.
I love it.
And it just came right back. I was like, am I going to overturn the boat? What's going to happen? And then as soon as the coxswain's 1 foot in, and I was like, oh yeah, I know what to do.
Wow.
So,
I love that.
Yeah. So either, that, or maybe golf. I know that's not maybe as sweaty a sport, but I just,
who cares?
That's good walking, good exercise.
Yeah. Just being
socializing.
Outdoors.
Yeah. Golf is a social thing. It's why people do it.
That too. And I like that you can just show up. We go to Nantucket sometimes, my boyfriend and his family and his brother-in-law just goes to the golf course in the morning. And I'm just like, do you know who you're golfing with? And he's like, no, I just meet people there. And I'm like, aren't you
I
going to
love
get
that.
stuck with some schmucks from time to time? And he's like, yeah, sometimes, but most of the time people are cool.
Golf. Yeah.
So
You're all
I
there to
love that.
play.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I
That's
like
really
that.
cool.
Yeah.
I
And
think
then
they're,
professionally, oh, sorry, what were you going to
oh,
say,
I was
Erica?
just, no, you go first.
Oh, okay. And then professionally, I think just in terms of like the health of the business, I think for me to fully show up in the way that I want to in my work is that I must have more balance. So I think we need to get some more help around like scheduling, admin help. Like me and Rebecca are doing a lot of it ourselves right now. And it's almost like we're too busy to find help that we need, which keeps us too busy. So I think we just really need like some support there. So we're really going to go full hog on that in the new year. And also just like finally launch our new brand, like our new website, our new, like,
Yay.
it's more than time. So I'm really excited about that. So
awesome. I love that.
I can't wait.
With
Do you have a goal for the brand?
Well, we have the name. Goal for the brand. We have some
or in
ideas.
terms of launching it.
Yeah, well, I think, like right now the company name is the Joanne Weaver Group, so it's just me.
Sure.
But Rebecca Levy, my business partner, is a huge part of the business. We've been working together for 15 years. So it just makes sense. Like the name just has to be something that reflects the both of us. So it's just, it's
cool.
Past its time. Like it just needs to happen. I'm really excited about it.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It'll be an exciting milestone in your work, in your business life.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Love it.
It's good to see. I see Tommy has shared some stuff here. Yeah. Look at that.
My professional intention is to find a new role that has better opportunity for growth. That could be internal to where I am now, but it isn't looking that way currently. I'm not attached to how it looks. Personally, I want to get back to making music and performing more. I'm a drummer as well, Jared, and exploring new styles and techniques in my visual art, which is also a business. Lastly, I want to continue to support my wife and daughter, both creatives in their own pursuits while spending. I think it got cut off.
Sure. StreamYard maybe cut off. That's a lot. I love that.
Awesome, Tommy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Amazing.
Nice.
Who else? Who wants to share? It could even be a word. It could be something short and sweet.
Yeah, I was just going to say before, like a resolution, I don't do resolutions anymore because I think that's like a firm commitment, but an intention is like a purpose, like your aim. So it's not like so set in stone. I think a couple of years ago, people were like, well, I don't want to do resolutions. And I'm like, well, okay, well, what do you intend to do this year? Like, what is something that's been on your mind? So if it will happen, it happens. If not, it's fine. You've intended, you've made strides probably towards it.
Yeah. I like that. Like you're not being so dogmatic and calcified about it, but it's just something that, and if you get off the center, it's like with Marilyn Williams last week, that was just last week. She was like, meditation isn't having no thoughts. It's just, if you find that you're spinning out and you're having thoughts, you just bring yourself back to center. So it's the same thing. Like with having an intention, it's like you intend to get outside more, whatever it might be, right? And if you're like, oh, I'm finding that I'm like Gollum in front of my keyboard like 3 days, in a row. And it's like, okay, I see that I'm out of integrity with that intention. How can I bring myself back to that, like gently and without self-reproach? Right.
Yeah.
Love it. Do you want to switch gears while people share maybe some intentions? I think Sean has asked a good broad question here, which, he's asking about how we see the design hiring market evolving over the next 6 to 12 months. Trends are influencing hiring decisions right now. So I think that's a great question, Sean. Definitely where are we going? Some predictions for maybe what we'll see next year or where it's heading at the moment. Definitely curious to get your two takes on some of that as well. If you got any kind of predictions.
I personally find it really hard to even think like 6 months out. Like I just really can't even think about it. I feel like there's
how big
so
your
many
newsletter is going to be in 6 months.
Acquisitions. Yeah, of course. There's so many acquisitions happening, mergers, things like that.
Right.
Like AI, like funding is sort of like stalling in some areas. It's really hard to know. And I just feel like I don't know. I don't have an answer.
I got a vibe on, I think we're seeing a trend in terms of professional skills or design skills that are being in demand. We're seeing a shift in that trend and what companies seem to be going after. I feel like it's been happening for months now, but AI tooling, designers using AI tools in their workflow. I just think that continues to gain more and more steam to the point where, I imagine startups will be saying like, oh, we want designers who have AI tools. And they might even not really know why they're saying that. They don't even really know what
Yeah.
that means or what that is, but it will have gained so much momentum and steam. Here at Shopify, it's a huge thing. Like all designers are using a lot of AI tooling. It's really part of the workflow, but the environment here has been built to support that. At a startup, you might not have that environment, but they look to what are the bigger companies doing? Well, we want to do that too. So I just think as a designer, if you're not embracing new tools, if you're not evolving your workflows and your toolkit, I do wonder, like, will you start to fall behind where what seems to be a trend is going and what's needed?
Right.
So,
I don't even consider AI a trend anymore. It's just
yeah,
is,
right.
It's like it used to be a trend, like it was trendy, and now it's just like it is just a fact. Yeah, it is here, whether you like it or not. What, Erica?
It's part of us.
Yeah,
it's part of us.
Yeah,
it is.
I think like.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you go. I have something different.
You go.
It's different. It's not going to be in the same category.
Okay. Well, I was going to do something different too, so I'll go first. And I think another thing. I think hiring trends. I think this has been a trend for a while, but I think there's probably even more indexing more heavily from companies, like when they're looking for designers, about those soft skills, like soft skills, being able to. I'm even finding, like, I think that companies are expecting a lot from mid-level, senior level IC designers, even like, for leaders, of course, they need to have great presentation skills. They need to take people with great storytelling skills, great strategy skills, the kind of big visionary skills. But I think even for like more junior designers, like I'm finding that companies are becoming more expecting to see them like be these incredible storytellers, really work with a lot of data and research and really weave that into their storytelling, really have a lot of organization around their storytelling. So really providing like context first. I feel like a lot of more junior designers, and I felt like companies were a little bit more forgiving of this in the past, but now they're just expecting more. I don't know how or when the bar has raised, but it just has. But I think for more junior designers to really be just very cognizant and clear about just providing that context first before you dive in. Don't use language, like things that are really domain specific. Really be able to take your listener, whether that's a one-on-one interview, whether it's a panel interview, but it's really taking your user, which is your interviewer or interviewers, along with you on the ride, and to really make a case for why it mattered, right? And to have all those things, like all those table stakes things, like they just need to be at the tip of your tongue, right? Like, what was the impact of this? Was I working at scale? How many users were using it? Like, if you're doing like a growth role, for instance, like what was the % increase in customer adoption or customer acquisition? It just to have those things just like so watertight. I'm finding that that's where candidates are getting dinged like more and more.
Feels like this bar is just raising across the board, isn't it? Of what is expected of a designer and what your interview process will involve, and all the areas you have to, hit a certain level on: your storytelling, your craft, your taste, your AI tools, it's a lot. But there are designers that do embody this kind of thing. So you can see like it's not just an imaginary bar that someone's set and no one can meet. It's an impossible thing. It's like, no, there's some really great designers out there. It's tough to expect every person to be at that same level, but I think designers are having to do a lot more with less.
Right. And I wonder if that's like, is the discipline itself maturing? Like, is that actually maybe a positive signal in some ways, right? Like, is design coming into its own? Like, it's now like, a more and more legitimized discipline. And so therefore what people are expecting from it is higher. Maybe.
That's a great point. I think we'll see more of that next year then too. I think that design will be favored more and more in companies. That the design will keep being in demand. That design will be the differentiator in all this software that's out there and how we interact with our apps and the world around us. Design will be that differentiator. And companies knowing that are like, okay, well, we need some shit hot designers then. So it's a good demand to have. Yeah.
I was going to say that I think, I was going to say, honestly, before, I think something has to change with how people interview. This is the companies. I think that I honestly would love to murder and kill resumes. Like, they just should be gone.
Yeah.
I don't think that anyone is really looking at them. I think AI is reading AI. I think they're all AI, and the AI is reading. Nobody knows how it works. The other day, someone that I know, they were applying to something, and then they said, no, I'm not going to apply to this because it's requesting a 1-minute video of why they're the right fit. And I get it. That sucks. I don't want to do that either. But I was thinking about it all night long. And I was like, you could do anything with that, like anything. The world is your oyster. They don't want you to regurgitate your resume, right? Like, they don't want you to say, like, oh, I'm applying to this role, like, blah, 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 whatever your cover letter is. It's not a cover letter. It's not a resume. It's like, hey, I'm really good at process. All my friends come to me for process. I have done these types of things. I have set up these events. I am that person. And in your job description, you indicate that nobody's doing that right now. And I've done a little bit of a dig, and it doesn't seem like you have somebody who's really process oriented. And oh, by the way, this is my dog. 60 seconds. That's it. Like, but I think that they're doing it to like, I don't know, weed out not real people or something, of course. But I do feel like there has to be a change because there really just like isn't enough time. I've been in conversations on LinkedIn with people who are like, oh, we should have a 15-minute, like 15 minutes is way too long. It should be 90 seconds. It doesn't have to be all 90 seconds. It could be 12 seconds. It doesn't have to be the whole time, but like, give us something a little bit. I don't know if people are afraid of it creating bias or something. I do think it's, there's going to be some type of a change, right? Like, it's, upload a free Loom thing. I don't think you get that many free options, free times to use it. So you have to figure it out. You could probably respond and say something like, hey, I'm not comfortable doing this. I would really like to talk to somebody first. Like, something has to change right now with the interview process and the expectations. Because I don't think it matters sometimes. Like,
you're talking about the first step in the funnel, the screening process to get to the interview, by the sounds of it, that starting point.
I think maybe there or not there. Maybe it's after we screen someone and then we put them through to the client. And obviously, Jared, you're internal. Maybe after you send them like, hey, can you just like tell me your specific involvement in this one project? Because that's what I was going to say too, is I think that like, no matter whether you're a junior, a mid, a director, like, you need to have something like saying explicitly, this was my involvement. This is what I did. And that's very hard for juniors, but I do think, like, if you're in a new environment, like, you need to ask for involvement in things. Like, you don't even know what you're asking for. You need to get that involvement, like, get that experience and stand out from other people. You know, even if you are like, hey, I led the user interviews that day, or I came up with a list of places to go to get these, whatever, you know, whatever it is, like something that you can own as your own. That's what we're getting feedback on from clients is, what did they do? What were their trade-offs? How did they handle a difficult decision? Like, I don't know, or like a pushback or a bad, how do you handle feedback? How do you give feedback?
It happens at all levels, full transparency. You know, there's a lot of people I've met this year that are coming from like really great design orgs, Apple, Airbnb, you know, places with great reputations. And it's the same challenge there. Oh, you were one of 10 designers on this. It doesn't mean that that project is like null and void and you shouldn't show it. But yeah, that clarity needs to be there, because if the interviewers are questioning, like, okay, we really like this person, but we're not actually sure what they do.
Yeah.
Then if there's a question, then you know that they're going to lean towards no. You know, like, we don't know what they do, therefore we don't feel confident in them, therefore we shouldn't proceed. So it's usually how it goes. So yeah, you've got to give that signal, and that's where like side projects, side hustles, personal projects, anything like that can do a huge, like, oh, we love all your work, but you did that in this team. But then I see that you built this app on your own just for fun to organize your bookshelf, and it was amazing. Like, job done. You're great.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Excellent.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it takes sometimes. So
yeah. Well, I think it's still in that theme of storytelling, right? It's like storytelling, like who you are, storytelling, like what you're all about, what your skills are. But then I think, Erica, I really liked your example of that video. Like, here's how I've set process, and here's, people call on me for this, and this is what I do. I think we had somebody on Design Unfiltered once where they said the universal is in the specific, right? The more specific you can get with things, it actually shows so much more about like who you are, like universally.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you can give like small examples or specific examples, it doesn't have to be small examples, they can be big, impactful examples, but like specific examples of what you've done, it's like, then the person can actually understand it, right? Like, oh, they did this thing and then it had this impact, as opposed to like, I feel like clients of ours might ding people for being too general or too vague, right? Or they might take the question from the interviewer and then respond back like, oh yeah, that's really important, I agree. And it's like, okay, but like, what did you do? Like, how did you embody that yourself? How have you how has that played out for you in your role? So I think just being really specific and choosing what stories those are, practicing them ahead of time. Practicing them for like
please practice.
Yeah,
please
right.
Practice.
Right.
Please.
Yeah.
It's
practice for
tough.
time,
It feels like
fluency. Just to have it like at the tip of your tongue too, so it feels conversational. I've also had clients ding people for like reading off a script, or it doesn't feel organic. I mean,
but I also
say all this stuff because then it's kind of like, I feel like people might be like, I can't do anything right. Like I'm paralyzed. But I think honestly, it comes back to like performance. Like Jared, you're a musician. There's Tommy, I think you're a musician too. It's like the more you know your song and the more you know what you're doing and you practice it ahead of time. And when you show up and it's showtime, then it's like you just feel more comfortable and it is on the tip of your tongue.
And you're confident. You feel confident in the moment. Yeah, definitely.
And I think like the reading off the screen thing, stand that obviously we don't want it word for word. And I think I now call people out like, hey, it doesn't sound like you're speaking. But I also think there are so many people who are uncomfortable in these situations. And like, obviously interviewing is a part of life, but it is, so many people have like very severe anxiety, and this is a performance, right? But they are also deep analytical thinkers. I think we talked about this before. Like some of the best people that people hire aren't the ones who are screaming in the middle of the room. So I think maybe just saying ahead of time, which I've received from several people, like, hey, I have notes with me. Is that okay? I just want you to know, like, if I'm looking aside, I'm not looking at Slack, I'm looking at my notes that I have prepared for today, and just say it at the beginning, right? Like everyone, that's how I do things. I have that's the learner I am. And I think I mentioned this too. I think on the resume, I don't know why this would hurt anyone, but maybe taking like a personality quiz of like the type of learner you are, the type of feedback receiver you are, how you work and partner well with engineering and product teams, and sort of like how you receive stuff like that. Why would that hurt anybody? Honestly, I think it's really fascinating, actually. And we're just people at the end of the day who are integrating with other teams of other people, right? So that's I just feel like, why not?
Yeah, I hear. I want to play devil's advocate for a moment just on it, in that, like, internally, if you work at such and such company, as a designer, you're presenting and communicating your ideas to the whole business in one way or another. It could be an immediate peer, engineering product. It could be the CEO. It could be, a place like this. These are pretty big time CEOs. Their time is very, they can be very high pressure moments.
Yeah.
And I think in that moment, the expectation becomes again, like, you've got to have done the rehearsal to nail the
Of course.
performance in that moment. And so that interview is that performance. So I can understand to an extent from the interviewers that if you can't nail the performance in the interview, how would you nail the performance in front of the CEO? You can sort of see how they draw that die. I don't necessarily 100% agree with it, but that pressure is there, and you've got to step up to the challenge, because you might have to step up to the challenge again internally, and they need that confidence that you can.
I agree. I also know that we're human,
So,
and I also know that we have bad days sometimes. I think when you meet someone for 30 minutes and they judge you on those 30 minutes, that is not everyone's best, and we're trying our hardest right now, honestly.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yes, I agree. I think we should all be taking a Toastmasters class, doing something, doing the hard thing, the hard thing.
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, you'll get there. And I would assume somebody presenting to a CEO has already had a long storied career, right? But I also just the interview, I don't know. There's so much expectation in such a short time, which is why I kind of think like, oh, maybe there's a video, or maybe there's like a reference in the middle of the conversation versus all the way at the end. Like maybe there's something else that we can do to get it over the line. Whatever we're doing is just like really stressful for everyone.
Yeah. This has been like the best.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, I was going to say, I think when people get rejected for a role, certainly the further you are in the process, it's tougher because you've invested time and you've gotten your hopes up. But I just want to say this like publicly and universally to people that if you've gotten rejected for a role or many roles, just to try not to take it personally, because it is such a numbers game. And when I think about, and I'm just going to kind of show you how the sausage is made on my end, like it is such a crapshoot who actually gets to my desk at the right moment for me to like interview them and send them into a job. Right. So it's like, I might post a job, I might get some people responding back. Maybe I get too many responses and I can't see people, you know, past a certain number of resumes. So that's a crapshoot. Who actually like gets on my calendar, that's a crapshoot. So it's so random, right? Like I like to think like, I mean, I have processes in place to like try to find the right people, but at the end of the day, it really is a numbers game, and it's just about getting out there on the field and playing ball. Just not getting down and, you know, taking time for yourself and resting and relaxing and like doing what you need to do to feel like a whole person. Like, I think that's really important, right? Like that old adage of like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So like take care of yourself, do things that you enjoy, get outside, get some vitamin D, be with people, get serotonin going. Right. But I think just to not feel like I'm a failure, or if you got laid off, like you're not a failure. Everybody's laying people off. It doesn't mean that you're not great. So I think just keeping in mind, it's always darkest before the dawn. Like when I opened my business in 2007, I didn't make shit for like 9 months. And I was just like, am I going to have to close up shop? Like, I don't know, but I'm like, I know I'm good at this. It's darkest before the dawn. It's darkest before the dawn. And then it was like, boom, boom, boom. And then everything hit, and then it was great. But anyway, that's just my little pep talk for people.
I think we all just need to be ourselves too. I feel like a lot of people in the performance, right? Like try to be like maybe your friend who's also interviewing for a similar role. Like be yourself, please.
Right. And the more prepared you are, the more comfortable you're going to feel, and the more you can bring your true self forward, I think.
I think, people trip when they aren't like being true to themselves.
I'm going to put up a quote from Chris Novak. When it comes to prep, I always like this quote: plans are worthless, but planning is everything. I don't know if I totally understand that, if I'm really honest. Plans are worthless, but planning is everything. Plans, I guess, plans just to have plans, but actually not do the action of planning. Maybe the plans themselves, like, oh, I got pie in the sky plans.
I think
anyway,
it's like,
if you want to expound on that.
I think you're just like planning, even if the plans don't happen, which means that you're prepared if they do happen. Chris.
Chris, you're an enigma wrapped in a dream.
Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking earlier that I feel like this has been the best, worst year for design in a long while. As in, like, the best because I
The
think
best word.
yeah, design is getting more valued than ever before. I think there's so much demand for designers. I think there's this hype around a lot of it, but then it's been the messiest for hiring and for getting, meeting this demand. And yeah,
I think it's similar to, post-pandemic, like post-height of pandemic, but I think it's the difference is the return
hiring
to
was a lot
office.
easier then.
And I think and AI. So there's the sort of office expectation, the relocation request, whatever, and then the still needing the end-to-end design, player coach, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Within like a little bit different of a salary range too. I think companies are finally leveling out. They're actually auditing. I think 2021, there were offers that were insane. And so I think the last 4 years, unfortunately, like people have gone up and down, and maybe they're making the same as before or even less than before because those were really inflated salaries. I just want to say that. And we're trying to like figure it out, but I do think a lot of companies are really looking at Carta and Pave to really benchmark properly.
Yeah, good idea. So they should.
Which is helpful for everybody. But I mean, the RTO, the office stuff is kind of where the bottlenecking is happening, right? Because people now have like this AI expectation. 10 years of AI. Okay, there's only been 2 years, but 2 years of AI. But somebody lives in Arkansas, they're not moving. Why should they have to move? If they can do the job, we've shown that we can. So I think companies are kind of like in their own way right now. I'm hoping that will change. I'm hoping they're really serious about making a hire. They'll let this person just travel to the office. I think everyone can get on an airplane, hopefully. And
I don't know. I see it from both sides, right? Like I see it like, I've got like an early startup client, very early stage, and they want people in the office most of the time.
Totally.
And I get it. I get it. Like those little like offhanded comments or conversations, like you just swivel your chair around and then all of a sudden you're like having this amazing brainstorming session, which you don't get from remote, right? But I think if the whole company is remote and everybody's used to working that way, I think that's a different dynamic than if the company is mostly co-located, but then there's a few people that are not. And then I think those people can very easily feel like the other, which is tough, right? It just makes for like a tougher communication stream. Not to say it's impossible, but I understand why there is some return to office, especially for earlier stage companies.
Yeah, and I think I talk to a lot of people who their deal breaker now is to go back and be like at least hybrid and collaborative in person. I think then it comes back to the client of the expectations of what they can get, who they can find, who is interested and available because it's always about timing, right? So it's like if so-and-so is not available 6 months ago, who says they're going to be interested next month? Like, you know what I mean? So it's the expectations, which we all love so much, that are unicorn hunting, which I think, gosh, a unicorn is not a real thing. And I think,
this is the hot take. Hot take of the day.
This is my hot take, but it's true. And this is what I want to write about next is like unicorn is not real. And like someone somewhere like said it, they know who they are, but it was about like valuations. And then it sort of bled into skill set, right? And the person. But it is not a real thing. And now companies are like obsessed with like locating this freaking unicorn or purple squirrel or whatever you want to call it. It is not real. We need to come back to earth. And that's why there's recruiters like us who can say like, this is what's realistic and what isn't. So I really, really would love for the unicorn thought mindset to just go away. Like that, it's ruining. There's so much study on this. There's ruining everything right now.
You got to wonder when those companies say, I always laugh when they would, so I know we're looking for a unicorn. I'm like, if you're saying that to me, I need you to just punch yourself in the face right now for a second.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. I'll do it
Right.
for you.
how do you think this is going to work?
Right. Like a
You know,
recruiter's
it's
worst
so
engineer. Yeah.
yeah, or vice, or you know, back the other way. Oh, you want to hire a unicorn? Okay, are you a unicorn? Is your company a unicorn? No, or not yet.
Right.
Maybe. Well, then maybe hire a designer that could become a unicorn. Like it goes both ways. So yeah, it's if
Yeah.
you're already saying, "Hey, I need you to do the impossible," it's like I don't know, you know, call Jesus maybe something. You need a
Turn
miracle.
water into wine at the same time. We can
Yeah,
all party.
yeah.
It really just like confuses me, right? Because everyone's looking for that whatever superstar. I don't think you need
Yeah.
to hire somebody who's 100% right. They will get bored and leave within a year. You need someone, I believe, 75% correct, so that they can join the team and learn with the team and grow with the team and like get
Yeah.
excited and stay long term, right? Like that's the goal. It shouldn't be someone who's done it already, because again, they're going to get bored unless they want to specialize, fully silo themselves in, let's say, design systems. But I do know a lot of design
Mm.
systems people who want to get out of it and really want to do core product. So I was going to go somewhere else with that. I forgot.
Well, I remember I checked a
Did it?
reference. This was early on in my career, and I checked a reference, and the reference giver was this very, very high level UX leader at a big bank. And the person who was being hired or was being offered the role was a mid-level designer, UX designer. And the company really wanted to dig into the references because they're like, this is going to be a stretch role for him. We're not really sure if he can do it. He's missing some pieces of it. He's got most of it, but some pieces. And so I asked her, I was just like, what do you say to that? You know, they think that he might be kind of light in these areas. What do you think? And she's like, I've never taken a job that isn't a stretch role.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm going to be bored. I'm going to be bored stiff.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm looking for something that's going to grow me, something that's going to scare me a little bit, something where I'm going to be uncomfortable, not so uncomfortable that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a complete fish out of water. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I love that.
But something where it's like enough where you're feeling that good fear, not that fear of like, I have no concept.
Like, oh my God.
But yeah, but that fear. And there's this wonderful woman named Tara Mohr, Mohr. She writes this book called Playing Big. And it's mostly for women that feel like they're playing too small of a game, but this is really true for anybody. And she talks about two Yiddish words, which is two forms of fear, which is yirah, and I forget the other word actually. But the other word is like the fear of like, there's a monster under the bed, or like my plane's going to crash or whatever. But then like yirah is this wonderful fear of like, I don't know if I can do this role. Like, this is a little scary for me. Or I don't know if I can do this interview process. This is a bit of a stretch role for me. And the fear is like, who do I need to become in order to be that person who's in that role and doing well in that role? But that's where all the magic happens, right? Like, that's like that delta between like where you are and where you want to be and like how you need to grow into that. You're going to have to change as a person. You're going to have to level up your game. You're probably going to have different habits and different processes and different mindsets to do that. But that's going to help you grow as a person. And I think that's a really exciting thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Should we do references earlier in the interview process?
Maybe,
I mean, it's time consuming. So on the one hand, I want to say no, but I love checking references. It's like, if I already love the candidate, and I check the references, then I'm just like, I just love you even more, because they're just all these amazing things that they're saying about them that you didn't know from before. That are just.
Have you ever had a fake reference? Have you ever been given someone who is not a real reference? Because that's, I guess, the worry or the thing that people do is they send in their mom or their sister as a fake whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's never happened to me, but let's get on the video call and show me your license. Like, I don't know.
Oh gosh.
No,
right?
Never.
No, and so many of the questions that I ask in a reference check are pretty like somewhat specific. So I feel like it would be pretty hard. I've definitely had fake candidates that I've called out pretty quickly. And so it would be a similar thing that if it was a fake reference, I feel like I'd know it pretty quickly. So,
And a fake candidate is
yeah.
somebody who's like not a designer, but they're claiming to be a designer.
Yeah. Yeah, someone with a LinkedIn profile with a design history, everything. Maybe they've applied for a role, maybe they've reached out saying, you go, okay, everything looks great, excellent. Let's jump on a call with this person, start asking questions, immediately reading from something. You can tell that they're just kind of reciting jargon and they're not actually
Yeah.
answering anything. I can see how maybe if you weren't a design recruiter, maybe that person might get past you, but for us, no chance with our hefty expertise. But yeah, and it just, I don't know, you clock it pretty quickly and it's like, what are you
But like,
doing?
exactly. What is
So,
that person's end game? Like they want this role that they can't do all of a
well,
sudden?
I
Like,
can
wouldn't that
see
be
that
so
maybe
helpful?
I
they'd
don't
end
know, or
up
they just
in
don't
a
have a
big
good
company, they'd
reference.
outsource the work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe they
I
just
don't know.
don't have
We
a
worked
good
Yeah,
with
for
a
the
reference.
client.
reference.
We worked with a client that hired, it was like a nepotism hire. We hired the head of design for that team and we had dinner with her a few months later and we're like, how's it going? And she's like, I have a designer on my team that doesn't know how to design, but they're like the nephew of the owner.
Oh no.
So he's like
Oh
opening up, I think
gosh.
it was probably Sketch at the time. He was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Sketch, the precursor to Figma. And he
I've
was
heard
yeah.
just,
this a
what do
lot.
I, he's like asking her like, what do I do? And she's like,
Oh
you're on the
no.
payroll.
You're on the, yeah.
My God.
Yeah, isn't that
They can
wild?
do
It's all
like
about who you
sales
know,
or
right,
something.
guys?
I know. But like she was such an incredible fit for the role and just kind of that particular brand of craziness because she was just like,
Yeah,
it's just funny. She was just like, just rolling with it. She's like, this is actually comical. It's funny. It's like she wasn't mad.
yeah.
She's just
They're
like,
paying
okay.
her too, so it's all right. Yeah, make do.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Have you guys had any like final successes of the year? Any hires that you've
I literally just had
had?
someone sign an offer just now,
Yay.
and
Yay!
someone was just cheering in the background over here. So yeah, that'll be my last signing for the year, I think. But yeah, I got it in on the buzzer. That's it.
Nice.
I'm done.
Joanne?
I'm done.
We just had someone sign yesterday for a founding
Woo!
product designer role. So yeah,
Exciting.
Huge,
yes,
huge.
yes.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
amazing. We can all maybe breathe a little easier right now.
Yeah.
In the year.
I had someone sign on Saturday and started Monday.
Oh wow.
So, wow.
Yeah, that's very
straight in.
first of my career, but yeah, straight in. So very excited on that.
Oh, awesome.
Signing
Look
on a Saturday
us.
too.
Woo!
That's keen.
Hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There's like good shit happening.
Yeah. Oh,
there's
of
some
course.
good shit.
It's
Some
both.
good shit.
It's both.
Yeah,
There's lots of good stuff. It's an amazing time to be a designer. It's just challenging, but I think a lot of things are pretty challenging in the world right now too. So I feel like it's just kind of part of human existence now.
Yeah. Are you guys doing anything for the holidays or sticking around?
Australia. Back to the sun.
California, going to hot places.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll be here.
Chilling out.
Melting.
There's another question in the group.
Please.
From Tanmay Vikankar. What are your views on hiring international students for junior level roles? I don't work on junior level roles, so I wouldn't really be able to weigh in on that. I feel like most of the really kind of junior entry level people, I'll usually just kind of refer them to adplist.org. I think there's some controversy around them. I don't know. There was some sort of brouhaha.
Any controversy there?
Yeah. I don't remember what it was about, but anyway, I think it's from what I know of it, the little that I know of it, it seems like a good platform to find mentors. I think the visa situation can be a little bit tricky. So sometimes, if you're looking for like a startup role, oftentimes they can't handle visas. So I'd say go for like the big corporations, see if they can sponsor your green card eventually. Like that's probably like the quickest way in. That would be my advice. Yeah,
I have in my time, depends what your situation is. If you're on OPT and STEM OPT, you probably got 2 or 3 years up the sleeve, maybe of working where that company only has to be e-verified, which is not too hard for a company to do. But I think with something like that, I've definitely seen junior in their career designers get some roles at startups by just having like a really specific edge. Maybe they're a product designer and maybe they built a community-focused sneaker selling app on the side. You know, it was
Yeah.
this thing. They're into sneakers. They built this thing. They built this product. Blah blah blah. And it was great. And then kind of use that to get a shoe in with
Hey.
with an early stage fashion tech company, right? Something like
Mhm.
there was just such adjacency and such relevance. And you as the individual, as that junior designer, you didn't have a lot of that commercial experience, but you made up for it in nous, in just kind of going for it and a bit of hustle. And you kind of showed you've got the chops by building your own thing. I've seen junior designers have more chances of kind of getting in the room, going down that path sometimes, and finding maybe a tech company that was really similar to something that they might have built or done.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of hustle. And yeah, it's definitely tough from a visa perspective too. These are tough times in that regard.
But I think showing that hunger and that passion, like that means so much, right? This is for
100%.
junior people. This is for anybody. Like I think
Anyone.
the more, like I think sending thank you notes after your interviews, but like really reaffirming like why you're interested in them. Like not only that you're interested, but like why you are, and to actually call out specific things from the interview conversation. That just goes so far. Like I was on the fence about repping this guy at the startup who was just like so much passion, so much energy. And I was like, I'm not sure, it might be a little overwhelming. And they loved it. They're like, oh my gosh, like he's so in love with what we're doing. This is great, right? So it's like, that's just another instance of me as a recruiter being like, I don't know what exactly the client's mind is. So sometimes you just have to let go and let God and just like try it out and just see. Because I'm not the client, they are, right? But that was such a good reminder for me of like that passion and excitement. And Jared, to your point, like them making that kind of like, you know, cool adjacent thing.
Yeah.
That's showing passion, that's showing engagement, it's showing curiosity in the world. Like you can't teach that stuff. Right. So I think that's another thing that companies hire for.
Yeah. Big time. Big time. It stands out. Yep. Anything to give you a leg up is the way to go.
Totally.
A leg up and a shoe in and
how far can we take the shoe metaphor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally. Amazing. What a year then.
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited for a break. I'm excited to come back and hit it pretty strong. It's not going to be a very long break, and I don't see the market slowing down anytime soon. I feel like design just keeps on gaining steam. The momentum, I feel, is still going up. This wave is going up right now.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing time to be a designer for sure. But yeah, Joanne, you said it best. There's a numbers game too, you know, with all that demand. There's a lot of designers out there. There's, you know, a lot of companies that aren't as experienced at hiring them, and that brings, you know, confusion and chaos to the process. But there are designers getting hired every day. There's designers finding great opportunities and roles every day. There's people using different methods to get in the rooms that they want. Just, yeah, it still is a really great time to be a designer, I really think.
That's a lovely note to end on. And now we're at time. Amazing. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It's so great to see everyone and see familiar names, new names.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah. Have a great break, everyone, and enjoy your intention setting. And,
yeah, please.
Yeah. And we'll see you on the flip side. We'll see you in the new year.
Be good out there.
Yep.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.